Previously on MikeSpike345.
Super Mario Galaxy, 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 Super Mario Galaxy. It's finally time. It's finally here. It's finally time to talk about Super Mario Galaxy. What happened? Where am I? Who am I? Wait a second. I remember this place. This is my old set. I can barely add and subtract in my algebra class. But why is the chair blue now? Feels good to be back. What was that? Oh, I just asked myself this, but who the heck are you?
The real question here is, how are you?
You know, I was doing pretty well, until everything glitched out on me and the primordial school bus dropped me off to wherever the heck this place is.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here and ask if you said Super Mario Galaxy 12 times over the course of 20 minutes.
Did I? Super Mario Galaxy, 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 Super Mario Galaxy. Oh, I guess I did.
Oh, I knew it!
Okay, but how did you even guess that?
Well, it is really the only way in here.
That's neat, but where is here?
I mean, you're right there.
Thanks, that really answered my question.
No problem. I've been called the most helpful person in this MikeSpike345 for about a year running.
Oh, good for you! Wait, did you say the MikeSpike345?
Yep, and I can even give you a map if you want.
This is just a picture of a tennis court.
Anytime. You got any other questions?
Yeah, I just have one tiny question. How the heck do I get back?
Finally, a decent question, but the answer to it is you have to complete a challenge I never could. Complete a challenge that is almost too hard for most mortal men, and a challenge that has locked many into eternal imprisonment. That many a person being me.
Oh, spit it out already.
Fine, I was trying to hype it up, but here you go. You have to complete Super Mario Galaxy on the 3D All-Stars collection, and find no flaws with it, thus truly making it the greatest game of all time. Are you willing to accept?
And you're telling me you've been stuck here for a year trying to do that?
Trust me, it's much harder.
Oh, I got this, no biggie.
We'll see about that.
Don't worry, Mr. Optimism, I'll get this done in no time.
I mean, there is something else.
Hey, Ray of Sunshine, don't worry about it. All I have to do is talk about Super Mario Galaxy. What could possibly go wrong? Released on the Nintendo Wii in 2007, Super Mario Galaxy was put in development immediately after the development of a similar style game. That game, of course, being Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Galaxy's main gimmick per se was the movement around spherical platforms, a bit of technology stolen from the Mario 128 tech demo, which consisted of 127 Marios running around on a shape-shifting landscape meant to simulate the power of the GameCube.
There were 127 Marios? I thought it was Mario 128.
Oh, I was just pulling your leg. There were actually 126 Marios.
Ah, gotcha.
The other big part of Mario Galaxy's development was the fact that it was set to be a more large-scale Mario adventure, following advice from the man, the myth, and the legend himself, Shigeru Miyamoto. This is obviously displayed in the game, something we'll dive into a little bit later. On release, critics heaped praise upon it, with some calling it one of the best video games ever made, getting several 10 out of 10s from major outlets. And then there was GameSpot, giving it the lowest score out of everyone with a 9.5 out of 10.
This is unplayable.
And the sales seem to agree with the critics, with Super Mario Galaxy chilling at the number 3rd spot of the highest selling non-bundled Wii game.
Some things are just too powerful for this world, and one of those things is Wii Sports.
To this day, Super Mario Galaxy is praised by many, and as someone who grew up with said game, I can tell you the praise is definitely warranted. The gameplay is rock solid, the amount of new and fun ideas being thrown at you the whole time is almost nauseating, in a good way of course. The presentation is amazing, and while the game looked beautiful even for a Wii game, the 3D All-Stars collection somehow makes it look even better. And the music, don't even get me started on the music.
See, I like this game.
As we have before, let's talk about the improvements that are in the 3D All-Stars port. And it's pretty much the same song and dance as Sunshine in 64, with some things added specifically for here. Everything looks much cleaner, from the text boxes to Bowser's beautiful forehead, and honestly this spruce up makes the biggest difference out of all of the games in 3D All-Stars. This may sound weird, as I just said a couple seconds ago that it already looked good on the Wii, but trust me, this game on the Switch could easily be mistaken for a game that was just released in the past 3 or so years, even though it actually came out 14 years ago.
Ouch.
The other thing they did was make the Joy-Cons, or the Pro Controller, whichever you're using, your new replacement for the Wiimote pointer, and it works very well. Occasionally you have to recenter it, but it's not a big deal at all. But that's not all. As for when you're playing in handheld mode, which it's absolutely insane to think about how you can just take this game completely on the go, at least for me. You just used a touchscreen as your pointer. While it's not exactly a perfect solution, for the options they had, this was likely the best one. And the craziest thing is, we haven't even gone to the best change they made to Super Mario Galaxy here. Unironically, the best change they made in the 3D All-Stars Collection version of the game was the ability to spin just by pressing the Y button. I know to the unobserved eye this sounds very minuscule, and although I don't mind the waggle too much back on the Wii, having the option to just press Y and spin makes playing through the game even more comfortable, especially when playing in handheld mode. You also get less misinputs, though I never had a major issue with the motion controls to begin with. Using a button to spin just feels so natural, and Nintendo didn't have to add it in at all, but the fact they did makes Super Mario Galaxy just that much better. One last thing about the 3D All-Stars version, and that's that the game runs at 60 FPS just like the original. Playing Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch feels so smooth, and I don't remember a single instance of lag.
Honestly, playing Super Mario Galaxy on here feels so smooth, it's really hard to go back to the other games that just run at 30.
I mean, who needs those games anyway? We're only talking about Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine here.
Exactly!
So yeah, the updates to Super Mario Galaxy on the 3D All-Stars collection is pretty sick. Now you haven't even gotten to the base game yet.
I would complain about you wasting my time, but I've been here for a year already. So what's a couple minutes more?
I feel that while Super Mario Sunshine exponentially increased the quality of the controls from Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy essentially just honed in on what Sunshine did without reinventing the wheel. The name of the game is If It Ain't Broke, Don't Fix It, and Galaxy does a wonderful job at that. The triple jump and the side jump returned from 64 and Sunshine, and while they removed the dive move, they did bring back the long jump. And as a long jump connoisseur myself, I'm totally down with the move. It feels especially satisfying in this game, as you could just long jump for an insanely long time over the sides of planets and the like, and it just feels great. Everything feels more responsive than ever, and adding the spin move on top makes this one of the best controlling games I've ever played. Even back on the Wii with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, this game felt good to control, but the fact I can use the Switch Pro Controller is amazing. I've always dreamed of using a conventional controller since I first played Galaxy, like with my classic controller Pro or something, and having it now makes me realize I had a pretty good dream going on there, except for the fact it's reality now, which makes it even better.
Speaking of which, am I in a dream right now?
Are you?
So remind me how you got to be the most helpful person in the Spike Sanctorium for a year running again.
It helps being the only person here, except for...
Ah, it all makes sense now.
Going back to the spin move, it acts as essentially a Swiss Army knife for this game. You spin to hit levers, you spin to attack enemies, you spin to kill Bowser, you spin to extend your jumps, you spin to fly to faraway worlds, you spin to hop to small planets, you spin to pay your taxes. It really is a one-size-fits-all move.
Wait, you're telling me all I had to do was spin this whole time?
Yep.
I'm paying my accountant way too much.
Between all the new moves Super Mario 64 added and the addition of Flood and Sunshine, I really think that the spin was the best addition to any of the 3D Mario games. It really is that versatile. It also helps ease players into the unique style of platforming that this game flaunts, with it being spherical and gravity-bending platforming, with a bunch of different twists on it throughout the game to keep it feeling fresh. Honestly, it's such a cool game mechanic, you could probably get 2 games just out of that idea alone.
Wait, didn't they make a second one?
I mean, it's on this collection, so there probably isn't.
Sounds good to me.
Lastly, for the gameplay, I'll touch on the various of what I like to call "I'm here because the Wiimote is big cool" things in this game, including the bubble blower, the ball rolling, and the manta ray sections. All I can say about those is that I really think they put a neat spin in this game.
That was an awfully nervous laugh.
Oh nah, I just have a condition where I nervously laugh every time I talk about the manta ray sections in Super Mario Galaxy.
I must say, that's completely understandable.
Before we get into the presentation, I want to really quickly touch on 2 things. First, the hub world, which is called the Cosmic Observatory, and also the introduction of Rosalina. The Cosmic Observatory, while not the biggest hub world nor the most active one compared to the other 3D Mario titles, is easily my favorite one. That could mainly be due to the fact of how it slowly and obviously gets bigger and brighter over the course of the game, and something about that is just so charming, and it really makes you feel like you're progressing through the game. And quickly about Rosalina, I don't want to spoil too much about her because for what feels like the first time ever, Nintendo actually seemed to care about the story of one of their characters for once, providing an entire backstory for her through a storybook you gain access to more as you progress through the game. The story isn't anything life-changing, but it's extremely cool that Nintendo added it in, making the Mario world actually feel like a world for a change, with real people and real motivations for their actions and the like.
Wait, you're telling me that Nintendo not only added a backstory to one of their characters, but included it in-game too? You might be onto something with this whole being in a dream thing.
I'd say my intuition's pretty alright.
After that, let's talk about the overall presentation of Super Mario Galaxy, as I think it's one of the biggest factors that makes this game completely unique to any other title in the storied Mario franchise. This is mainly due to how the game approaches itself, and if I could describe it in one word, it would undoubtedly be cinematic. Miyamoto wanted a larger scale Mario game, and it oozes from every inch of Super Mario Galaxy, from the story to the music and just the premise as a whole. Now, how do you make a Mario story large scale, you ask?
I have a suggestion.
Well, what do you think they did?
Bowser doing something other than kidnapping Peach and taking over the Mushroom Kingdom?
Actually, you're pretty close.
I think when the story writers heard what Miyamoto wanted, they took the whole large-scale thing a little too literally. The game starts with you heading over to Peach's castle, actually very reminiscent of the introduction to Super Mario 64. This time, however, it takes place during the Star Festival, an event that happens every 100 years in celebration of a comet that one time just dumped a truckload of stardust on the Mushroom Kingdom, which the Toads took and turned into the Power Stars, another homage to the pre-prequel of Super Mario 66. Now, it's Mario's turn to celebrate the stars, but on his way to Peach's castle, something extremely unexpected happened.
Oh, did Peach get kidnapped?
Kind of.
So Peach gets kidnapped, but this time, Bowser decides to stop messing around. And not only does he kidnap her and all the Power Stars, he literally kidnaps the entirety of Peach's castle by yanking it off the ground after cutting it out of the earth with lasers from alien UFOs. And if you can't see how Nintendo is trying to be cinematic here, I don't know what to tell you. Also, just thinking about the entire premise of this game. In almost all the other Mario games, you're just traversing the Mario equivalent to Earth, which if my math dictates, is only one planet. In Super Mario Galaxy, however, you're literally traveling through the vast void of space, and if my math dictates correctly again, you travel to a little bit more than just one planet. But this isn't what sells the more dramatic and cinematic tone of this game to me. No, not by a long shot, but what does is the music. I've wanted to talk about the music of this game for years, as Super Mario Galaxy has, without a shadow of a doubt, the best soundtrack to any video game ever made. I just said how I wanted to talk about this game's music for years, and even with all of that time to think about it, some songs in this soundtrack make it almost impossible to describe with just words. From the second you open up the game, Super Mario Galaxy slaps you in the face with orchestral bliss, and it doesn't let up for the rest of the game. From the first galaxy you visit, to the music in the Cosmic Observatory that actually builds up to this beautiful and whimsical piece by the end of the game. To the amazingly epic final boss music. This is the first Mario game to feature a completely orchestrated soundtrack, and it perfectly adds to the more cinematic and larger-than-life nature of Super Mario Galaxy. It would be impossible for this game to pull off what it does without this soundtrack. I think the best way I can describe why the music is so good is because it perfectly amplifies and adds on to everything around it, which is what I think the best thing a video game soundtrack could do. All of this comes together, and in my opinion peaks, with one singular song from this soundtrack, which most people agree on is the god amongst a sea of titans that is the Super Mario Galaxy OST. That song being the one and only Gusty Garden Galaxy. It's just so perfect. I'm no music major, and I know next to nothing about the composition of music, but holy heck, what they pulled off here should probably be considered of witchcraft. No song has ever sent shivers up my spine and made me feel happier than this one song, and I think it perfectly encapsulates the best game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy.
Yo man, are you okay? I'm also considered the best first aid person in the entirety of the Spike Sanctorium for a year running now.
No, I'm fine. I just have a condition where I get a bad cough every time I'm about to say something bad about Super Mario Galaxy.
But this game isn't perfect. Oh, it sure isn't. You have to reset your pointer so many times it gets frustrating. The swimming controls are awfully imprecise and really annoying to use. Sometimes you just run around in circles. The manta ray levels, oh, and the bubble blowing and ball rolling games don't have a place here at all, and they're literally just there to add needless motion controls, and it's not even subtle. The camera isn't great, all of the bunny chasing missions are just super annoying and the antithesis of fun, and I just really hate the ball rolling missions.
Is this what a leaf blower feels like?
Hey, I'm sorry man, but I guess you failed. You just found several flaws with Super Mario Galaxy, so I guess it's not the greatest game of all time. Guess you're stuck here with me for a while.
But don't you get it?
Yes, Super Mario Galaxy has its flaws. And yes, the ball rolling sections are really bad. But in an objective sense, nothing is perfect.
I'm definitely not, and I assume you aren't either. Every game has its flaws, from the most critically acclaimed games of all time to Sonic Lost World on the 3DS. My point is, Super Mario Galaxy may not be objectively perfect, but to me, it is. The gameplay is the standard done perfectly, the story is properly amped up with the rest of the game to make it interesting, plus with Rosalina's own personal backstory, the presentation is unique and contributes to an amazing experience, and the music is some of the most beautiful and moving sounds to ever grace both the video game and the music medium. Super Mario Galaxy was the game that introduced me to Mario. It was the game that made me want to make videos in the first place. To make something that would make other people smile and laugh, just as much as that game did for me. Super Mario Galaxy made me who I am today, and that's why it's the greatest game of all time, and why no game will ever top it.
Boy, was it getting hot in there, but nothing gets me going like a speech about how Super Mario Galaxy is the greatest game of all time.
Are you me from the first episode?
Yes and no.
Oh, I can finally see that most helpful person in the Spike Sanctorium Award finally paying off.
Well, it took me a while to figure out myself, but from what I can guess, I assume I'm from a branching timeline where when you didn't, I decided to say Super Mario Galaxy 12 times in a row really quickly after I was done producing the Switch episode.
Well, I guess us Mike Spikes are pretty good at falling into the saying Super Mario Galaxy 12 times in a row in short succession trap.
You could say that again.
Sure, maybe some other time, but I think I finally proved to you that Super Mario Galaxy is the greatest game of all time. So now, how do I get out?
Well, it's not exactly me you have to convince. We'll have to talk to him.
Alright, so who's him? Also, you never answered my question earlier on why your picture of a map is just a tennis court.
There's a reason for that.
Oh, it's you. Super Tennis.
Insult me once, shame on me. Insult me twice, shame on you.
Did I?
Super Nintendo Entertainment System Online. Super Tennis isn't that good either. 6 out of 10. And for the last time I promise, Super Tennis. Tennis was better.
Oh yeah, I guess I did that.
You may have passed the test, but the only real way out is through me.
Hey, that's not what I agreed to.
Let's just say our terms were flexible.
No!
No. Yo man, that was stupid of you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But you won't be fine if you can't beat him. Remember the past, man. Remember the past.
Think of the past, think of the past, think of the past. What does that mean? That's so cryptic. That's like something from the first Zelda game. What does think of the past mean? Wait!
Nintendo Entertainment System Online. NES Tennis isn't really that good. 4 out of 10. One of my particular favorites is actually Mario Tennis I'm just kidding, it's just tennis. Sometimes the hit detection is a little wonky, but I find it quite addictive considering how simple the game is. And it somehow still manages to be better than Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. That game just can't catch a break.
Hey, Tennis on NES. I know I called you bad that one time, but more recently I finally actually played you, and I realized how good you truly were. And I could really use some tennis-related help right now. Thanks, NES Tennis.
Oh, you have your own racket now? Well, what are you gonna do when you have nothing to hit me with it?
You may be strong, you may be powerful, super even, but I have something more super. Get spiked! Well, what's going on now?
Well, if I had to guess, that means we're going back to our respective timelines. That's some pretty good intuition. You would know. Thanks, and just a word of advice. Yeah? Don't just disappear for 10 months without telling anybody, okay? Why would I ever do that? You'll figure it out. Okay? Good luck! Oh geez, he still has to go through 2020, doesn't he? Oh hey, I'm finally back! And everything appears to be in order too. Well, I did have to sacrifice Super Mario Galaxy, and even though it was my absolute favorite game of all time, that's okay. There are plenty of other games to play, and maybe now I can finally get around to 100% completing Super Mario Odyssey. What was that? Santa? Ho ho ho! You look skinny, Ho ho ho! I know, the workout regimen I've been on is finally paying off after a couple of centuries. But I'm not here to talk. I've got a bit of a busy schedule tonight. Oh yeah, it's Christmas! Ho ho ho, yes sirree. And I'm also here to tell you you're on the nice list. May I ask how? Well, you were on the naughty list there for a sec. But as an NES tennis fan myself, the fact you changed your mind about it made me change my mind about you. I guess that works. It sure does. Anyway, I got a present for you, and Merry Christmas. Oh, thanks, Well, he's gone. Wonder what he got me. Well, that was the weirdest Christmas of my life, but hey, at least I finally got Super Mario Galaxy back! What's up, it's Mike, and boy, do I have a story to tell you guys!